All right, folks, let's go ahead and do this. This is tonight's homework chapter 9, homework number 7. All right, so graph and shade the solution of the system of equations in the inequalities below. You can use Desmos if you want to go into your e-tools, but why when you have me, right? And you know me, I like colors. So first one, I'm going to go ahead and graph this. If you haven't done it already, you should be starting on the y-intercept. So think about it. Y-intercept is this right there, the y-axis, which means it's going to be along this line somewhere. Okay, and it's going to be at -2, which is the number in the back. So you're going to put a first point there, and then the slope, or the m, the number in front of the x, tells you how to get to your second point, which means you're going to go up 3. It's a rise over the run. So over 4. Oops, I missed it by 1. Right? And I'm going to go ahead and draw my line through it. And before I do that, I'm going to look at my inequality, and it does have the underline, which means that it's equal to. So that means that I am just going to have to draw my line as a solid line. And you do the best you can, freehand or otherwise, right? You're going to take a test point, and you're going to find out if it's true or not. Okay. Typical test point is going to be 0, 0. Okay. And you can put it in to see if it works or not. If it works, if it makes this statement true. So for example, if I use 0, 0. Okay, so I'm going to put in 0 in for x, and I'm going to put a 0 for y. So my equation inequality is going to be 0 is greater than or equal to, and 3/4 times 0, you have to do a little bit of math, is 0 minus 2. And I keep going with this. So this actually makes 0 is greater than or equal to, and 0 minus 2 is -2. So this is a true statement. 0 is greater than -2. So that means that when I'm doing this, I would be shading on the same side as my 0, 0. So when I graph this, I would be shading on the same side as 0, 0. So I would be doing that, that, and that. And take your time. No rush. You're at home. What else are you going to do? TikTok? Right, so take your time. What you can. You're going to shade on the same side as the 0, 0, the point that you plugged it in. Okay, and if it comes out to be false, then you would shade on the opposite side of the 0, 0. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and look at the second equation. So I'm going to get rid of all this. Second equation, I'm going to put that in blue, which is this one here. Again, same scenario, go through the same process. When we start at the y-intercept of 3, and the slope is going to be -1/2, meaning down 1 and over 2. Let me get rid of that 0, 0. Right. We're going to use it again, but I just don't want it to be in the way. And again, before I graph my line, I'm going to look to see this inequality, and it does not have the underline like how I'm underlining it. So which means that when I draw my line, I'm going to make this a dash or dotted line. And it just happens to go through that point, but it doesn't need to go through that point. It just happens to work that way. Okay? It doesn't have to work that way all the time. Okay? And this line doesn't look very nice, but hey, you know what? That's the best I got. And again, you're going to go ahead and shade and figure out which way to shade using the test point, or you can understand what the inequality tells you. But that 0, 0 is down below, so I'm going to go ahead and test out my 0, 0 point. Okay, so actually I'm going to, so I'm going to put 0 for x, so -1/2 times 0, and 0 for y. Okay, so if I'm doing the work, I'm going to copy this 0 less than, and -1/2 times 0 is 0 plus 3. So this comes out to be 0 is less than, and 0 plus 3 is 3. So 0 is less than 3, and that is true. So I'm going to shade towards that 0, 0 point. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that for now. All right, so that 0, 0 point is down below. And I'm going to go ahead and, like I said, I'm going to shade towards that 0, 0 point. So anything down below here is going to work. Okay. So hopefully you can see where the answer is. Okay, the answer is anywhere in the red and blue crisscross. Solve the inequalities below. Graph your solution on a number line. All right. So since this is already set up, it's absolute value by itself. We're going to go ahead and do this with a positive, and we're going to do this with a negative. Okay. The positive one is going to be exactly like the way you see this, b minus 4, except you don't have no absolute value bars. So just copy it the way it is. Okay, the negative one is you copy it without the absolute value bar. We're going to flip the sign around, the inequality, and you're also going to do it as a negative answer, negative 36. Okay, you're going to solve each one. And to solve it, you're going to use the same method, right? So in this case, if it says minus 4, I'm going to have to do plus 4. And same thing here. And I'm going to do this both at the same time. Okay, don't expect to get the same answer, though, because you won't get the same answer. Okay, it's not always going to be the same answer. And it usually is not the same answer. So b greater than, you got to figure this out. Negative 36 plus 4 makes negative 32. Okay, over here on the blue side, you're going to copy this, b less than, and then 36 plus 4 is 40. You see how you get two different answers? Okay, and they want us to graph this, so I'm going to go ahead and do my number line. Not the best, but it's okay. Here's 0. All the way over here, it looks like negative 32, and I'm just going to kind of wing it. And then 40 is probably a little bit more, but 40 is on the right-hand side. And I'm going to go ahead and do this. So that at negative 32, it's going to be open circle. 40 is also going to be open circle. Okay, negative 32, it's going to be shaded this way. On the 40, it's going to be shaded this way, and they're going to meet in the middle. So by now, you can kind of tell that it's going to be that stuff in the middle right there. Okay. Okay, this one right here, this one on 82B, you can see that you have you don't have a absolute value yet. Okay, you have it here, but it still has a minus 9. So you're gonna go ahead and add 9 first before you do that split into the red and blue, like how I did that. So you're gonna do plus 9 first. So now you will have finally absolute value 3 plus x. Let's redo that. So absolute value 3 plus x. Close that. And it's going to be greater than or equal to, and 21 plus 9, you got to figure that out. It's 30. Okay, now at this point, you can do one of them where it's 3x or 3 plus x greater than equal to 30. You copy exactly the way it is. And the other one, 3 plus x less than or equal to negative 30. Okay, you're going to solve each one separately. Okay, you're going to do the same amount of work. Okay, so minus 3, minus 3. Okay, you're going to go minus 3 here also, and minus 3. Okay, so these cancel, and you will get, copy down, x less than or equal to, and then negative 30 minus 3 is negative 33. That's one answer. Over here, these are going to cancel just like on the left side, but now you're going to get, copy it down, x greater than or equal to, and you're going to figure out what 30 minus 3 is, 27. And again, you're going to go ahead and graph this. So this goes all the way from negative 33. So let's say 0's in the middle here somewhere. And we have negative 33 over here. And we have 27 over here. Okay, so negative 33. And you see this little underline right there in purple? That means that when you draw your circle, you're going to shade it in. And we want everything to the left of that. So we want everything over there. Because that's less. And then 27, you see that how it has a little underline, like how I have it in purple? You're going to draw a circle and you're going to shade it in also. And we want x everything greater than 27, so it's everything over in this direction. Okay, that's 82. 83. The town you live in has Decide to limit the amount of trash thrown out each year. Your town, which has 3,000, I'm going to write this down, 3,280 homes, has asked each household to keep track of how many pounds of trash they produce during the month. In addition, the town council has found that other sources of trash, such as local businesses, combine to create. So we're going to add in 1,500 pounds of trash each month. The town has a goal of creating less than. So basically, this is going to be the biggest that we have, and or this amount, whatever it is, and this is going to be 3,280 homes, but we don't know how many pounds. So we're going to go ahead and use X to represent that pound that each house is going to produce. If the town has a goal of creating less than, so that means that 50,000 is the most, right, or equal to what the town creates. So that means that town should be creating less or at least equal to 50,000 pounds. How much trash should a household be limited to, right? An inequality for this situation, which we did, and solve it. So to solve it, we're going to have to first go and do minus 1,500 and minus 1,500. These are going to cancel. And you get 3280 x less than or equal to, and I'm going to figure this out. Do I have a calculator? Yes, I do. So I have 50,000 subtract 1,500, and you get 48,500. All right, now to solve for x, I'm going to have to go and divide it by 3,280. Okay, this is going to cancel out, and that will give me my x, or how many pounds each household at most can produce. So we have 48,500. We're going to divide that by 3,280. That's going to get us 14.78 pounds. 786. Okay, if you want, you can round it to more numbers or less numbers, but each household has to produce less than. Okay, so I'm going to say each household should produce less than or equal to 14.786 pounds.